And Jesus went. I love that. And Jesus went. You want a word today? Then right there in that phrase, we just talked about the storm that Jairus has, the crisis he's experiencing. He has nowhere else to turn, and he comes to Jesus. Hey, I've got a heavy burden. He tells Jesus the burden, and then and Jesus went. In other words, Jesus begins to step towards the home of Jairus. Are you with me? Jesus begins to move towards the need that's there to minister to Jairus. Even one who probably in many ways was persecuting Christ with his words, possibly his affiliation with the Pharisees. But even him, Jesus is going that direction to minister to that young girl in need. And I just found that encouraging. I see the same type of terminology in the Gospel of Luke when it's close to Jesus' time to go to the cross. And the disciples are saying, hey, you do not want to go to Jerusalem. That's not where you want to go. You know what lies ahead. And it says, Jesus, I understand what lies ahead. And he went on to Jerusalem. He went on. He knows exactly what's unfolding for him. And he's going that direction. And so in those 2 or 3 words, I see the compassion of God. I see the caring nature of Christ. Right? I see the mercy that's there. It's a Pharisee that probably rejecting him possibly. I see the mercy, the grace, the love, the kindness, the forgiveness. You have a need, guess what? Jesus is saying, I have the power. That's where I'm going. That's who I am. Jesus was here to display the character and the heart of God the Father. And we're seeing it in Jesus and the fact that he's going. Now, I can maybe pause and step back and say, what about those times when maybe Jesus didn't go? Right? Well, what if he doesn't go and we think we want him to go and we don't sense that he is going? What about with Lazarus? Remember Lazarus died? And people wanted him to come, and he waited a couple of days before coming, and then Lazarus was dead. And so we understand the other side of the story. Jesus has conquered Satan, sin, and death. And so whatever he does, however he goes, it's going to be right, it's going to be holy, it's going to be righteous, it's going to be above us at times where we cannot fully understand, but it's going to be good. And I think we can see inside the story, though, the heart of Christ is to minister, is to have compassion and mercy towards his people. And we get to see it in a small way right here. A simple way, he says, and Jesus went. I wrote a phrase this morning, it goes like this. We can trust him when he goes. We can trust him when he doesn't go. But we can always trust him for he's already gone. Let me back up with that. We can trust him when he goes. What do I mean by that? Sometimes we cry out to God. We kind of see him working as we go. We kind of see him connecting the relationships or connecting the circumstances or the affirmations by the Spirit through people, the church, however. And so as we go, we're seeing, wow, he's with us. I cried out, and man, he's right here with me, tracking with me. Oh, thank you, Lord, right? Sometimes we cry out, and we don't sense he's going. As I mentioned, we trust him when he doesn't go. In our own finiteness, we're crying out to God. We want him to deliver us, and I can't see how he's tracking with me. I can't see how, is he there, is he not there? I don't sense him. I don't necessarily have that warm, fuzzy feeling, right? And so is he there? And what I'm saying is, just like with Lazarus, we can trust him when he doesn't go in regards to our ability to see him. Why can I say that? Whether we can see him or we can't see him, we can trust him as we go, crying out to him, knowing that he's going with us in his own way. Why? Because he's already gone. Gone where? He went to Calvary and secured it all for us. All grace of the Father is ours. All mercy is ours. All love is ours. All compassion is ours. All forgiveness is ours. It's ours through Christ. Make sense? And therefore, because he's already gone and completed the work, then through faith in what he's done, as we'll see here, all the faith is spotlighted by Jairus and by the woman, then therefore we can trust him. Church, you already know. I don't need to tell you this. His ways are going to be higher than our ways. We could walk through family to family. We could share stories where we wish and we're hoping for, although we leave it to God's will, that maybe God would be along with us. Let us see how he's working in different ways, but it had a different outcome, right? I mean, we've been there. We struggle. We know. I mean, it's in a variety of ways, but God, at his core, is a loving and compassionate and merciful God, and he is going with us. Jesus said, I will not leave you as orphans. Remember those words by Christ? I don't want to leave you by yourself. Even when he left, he says, my peace I give to you, my peace I leave with you, not as the world gives, do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, what? Or dismayed. Forget about that kind of mentality. forget about that kind of hopelessness. In Jesus Christ, we can have his peace. We can have his hopefulness no matter the crises. And so I think for drivers, I don't know about you, if it's me coming to Jesus and, hey, can you come help here? And I see him talking to people, and all of a sudden he turns and he begins to go that direction, I'd be encouraged. I just want you to know, I think that's the heart of God towards your circumstance, towards my circumstances.